Hey guys, thought I'd give you a little bit of an introductory tutorial series into Mike Force and how it works. It's a pretty awesome game mode actually. You basically jump in with your mates. It's PvE, although friendly fire, you can kill your other teammates. Yeah, PvE, and you basically take over AOs set in Vietnam. So the name of the game is join a team and capture these AOs. So you can see on the map here at the moment, we've got a whole heap of areas that need to be captured, and it's pretty straightforward. So the idea is you move into an area, build a fob, and then you take out all the emplacements. So you take out all the artillery there, the HQ, you've got anti-air sites, so there's 3 there, and once you've taken out all the emplacements within 1200 meters of the red hex, the area will then go into Retaliation, where you'll get AI forces that will come at you for it could be up to 20 minutes or so, and if you successfully hold them back, then the area will turn green like this, where you've captured it, and no more AI will actually spawn in that, or no more emplacements will actually spawn in that area. You've held that area, and that will be persistent for across server restarts, etc. Now it's pretty straightforward. You can see this area here around the map that's got like a red checker on it. That's telling you that's within range of certain anti-air, so you want to be careful of those kind of areas. If you're flying choppers in there, you will no doubt come under fire. But that's pretty basic rundown of how Mike Force works. There are a lot of different other game mechanics in there. For instance, you actually have 4 teams for Mike Force. The first one is the Mike Force team, which lives out here. Basically, Mike Force is infantry, so they're the grunt of the mission. You also have Green Hornets, which basically live out of this air base here. Green Hornets are your air support. You also have ACAV, or Armoured Cavalry. These guys live out of here, and these are like your engineers that can build you fobs. And then last of all, you have Spike Team, which live over here. Spike Team aren't officially in the game mode yet. The developers are still working on that. Hopefully that'll be in soon, because that is behind enemy lines, recon, sabotage type style. But basically, you jump in, you join a team, and get into taking out AOs. Alright, a couple of things you do need to know about how it all works is at every base. So currently we're at the Mike Force base. Every base will have an arsenal sitting down here, or depending on which base you're at. You have a cleanup module. This allows you to clean up dead bodies, I believe. Haven't used it actually. We've got a duty officer, and we've got the fast travel map, so we can quickly teleport between Spike Team, Mike Force, ACAV, and Green Hornets. But basically, real basic game mechanics is 6 is your interaction menu. So I can interact with the fast travel map, for instance. If I want to interact with the duty officer, hit 6 while I'm looking at him. Arsenal, I just scroll wheel, tap on that to access it. Typical Arsenal. Clean up, scroll wheel and spacebar to clean up on there. A couple of other things you need to know. H is your diary. If you hit H, you'll come up with what current stats you are, like obviously your name, any available tasks that you have, and a nice little description here. You can change teams. To change teams, you do need to be near a duty officer. If you're not near a duty officer, if I then go to H and double click on the duty officer and try and change teams, apparently I'm still close enough. There you go. it will fail at you. But basically, as you saw then, you hit H, double click on the logo of the team you're in, and then you can select who you want to be. Select, accept it, and then off you go. So obviously I am armoured cavalry at the moment, and quite enjoying playing that mode. While at the duty officer, if you hit 6, you can do different types of trainings in here as well. So you can do medic training, you can do engineer training, explosive training, or radio operator training. Radio operator training is good for calling in air support, airstrikes, or artillery. So you have a radio that you can then select different areas on the map where you can call in different types of strikes. Explosive training is for, well, pretty straightforward, explosives. You can disarm explosives is probably the main advantage of the explosive training. Engineer training, you need engineer training if you want to repair vehicles or if you want to build certain buildings inside FOBs. And medic training, well, medic training's pretty straightforward, allows you to actually heal someone to 100% back on the field, whereas if you're not a medic, you can only heal partial wounds. You will never heal someone back to 100% health. I normally go with the engineer training because I like to do the FOB building. We'll quickly teleport down to some of the other bases and have a little look through them. So hit 6 on the fast travel map, and if we go to Green Hornets, for instance, we arrive at the air base. It does take a little bit of a while for it to load itself up. Basically, we have our fast travel map here, we have our duty officer here, arsenal here, clean up here, and down here further we have our supplies officer. So each base has a supplies officer where once again we can hit 6 and we can get different supplies that we might need to build our FOB or to help our teammates with ammo supplies. Building supplies are used to keep the FOB going, and sandbags and tools, very similar kind of thing, except this also includes spades or shovels, should I say, and axes and things like that. Workshop tools or workshop supplies, don't really see a use for them just yet, but this game mode is in beta and we'll probably see that expanded soon. Food supplies, food and water, that makes sense. Medical supplies, once again, that makes sense, and there's our different ammo supplies in there as well. So you can call in, say, building supply large, and you will see there's our building supply that's spawned over there. All of these vehicles here, well, I'll pop in on that. Most people can drive, but if you want to fly the F4, for instance, or any of these helicopters that are sitting over here, any of these helicopters and all of those helicopters, you will need to be part of the Green Hornets team. There are some little birds you can see down there that you can use. You don't need to be a Green Hornet pilot to be able to fly. Alright, so that's your Green Hornets base. The other thing you should know too is down here, all the way down there, there is a wreck recycling facility down there. That's good to know when you need to, if you're running out of spawn vehicles, like there's only one Hornet, for instance. If you crash it, then you have to recycle the wreck before another F4 will spawn back in again. We'll talk about that later on in the tutorial series. Spike team isn't used for much at the moment, but it will be in the future. So you've got your duty officer over here, your fast travel here, arsenal, clean up, and your supplies officer. Down to ACAV, once again, fast travel, duty officer, arsenal cleanup, and over there you've got your supplies officer. All of these vehicles in here, you have to be ACAV to be able to drive. If you're not ACAV, or part of the ACAV team should I say, you will get kicked out of the driver's seat when you get into them. As you can see, you've got a nice selection of toys to play with. And this is the Mike Force base, fast travel, duty officer, arsenal, cleanup. If I go in onto the map, there's actually no supplies officer here, but out the front of the fob you'll find some toys that you can actually use. So if we go out there and have a quick look, you've got 50 cals, 30 cals and mortars over this side, plus anti-air. You can pack them up, take them wherever you need to go. And you also have a variety of vehicles here that you can use. One thing they've added in, as you can see on the right hand side of my screen, there's a food and water indicator. And there's also underneath that, you'll if you're suffering from any kind of disease, there will be an icon that will appear underneath the food and water icon. You need to eat and drink during this game mode. If you don't, you will die. Snakes also bite you, and when you get bitten by a snake, basically your food and water will go all the way to 0 and you won't be able to run and you will eventually die. So the key is to carry food and water with you, which you can get from the arsenal. Very, very straightforward. I tend to carry oranges a lot. You can double click on an orange and just eat it, and you'll see that my food and water have increased there. Same with magazine repacks. If you've got magazines in here, you can double click on a magazine and repack the magazines. Same with meds, anti-venom for snakes. I can take that medicine and off I go. You'll see there's other medicines in there as well. So just quickly in this tutorial, we just want to talk about some of the basic items you should carry in your inventory to get you out of trouble when you're out in the field. Obviously, weapon and ammo and grenades, etc., are always a good thing to carry. But some of the general basic things you should always be carrying with you under magazines, you'll find in here things like food and water. So you've got your canteens here, your foods here, rations. I generally don't worry about these things. I go straight all the way down to oranges. Oranges, you can carry a stack ton of these things in your inventory. They don't take up much room, and they give you both food and water. So if you eat about 10 oranges, that'll get you back to 100% health. You've also got your meds in here, antibiotics, malaria, venom. Venom's always good when you get bitten by a snake. Dysentery is good when you got the runs, and all the others kind of make sense there. Another thing I like to carry as well is under the miscellaneous items, you got a med kit and first aid kits. Med kits, even if you're not a medic, they're very handy to use. If you have one medikit in your backpack, then if you get dropped and you're incapacitated, you can use your med kit to withstand and get yourself back into the fight without using a first aid kit. If you don't have a medikit and you've only got first aid kits, it will take 4 first aid kits and they will be removed from your inventory just to withstand. Also, if you've got medikits in your inventory or just one in your inventory, you can resuscitate your teammates without it being consumed. First aid kits you still carry with you, because if you want to heal one of your buddies that isn't actually down, they've just taken a bit of damage, or you've taken a bit of damage yourself and you want to quickly heal, then you can use a first aid kit and they will be consumed. So I generally carry a few of them plus the med kit in there as well. Other things I tend to carry is a shovel, and I also put an axe in my backpack. Just this kind of axe here. Axe is good for cutting down trees or grass, like the grass in front of us here, whereas a shovel you need to build any building at all, you need to have a shovel. Otherwise, you won't be able to build it. Otherwise, on our particular server, we use TeamSpeak, so things like radios is obviously fairly important as well. So that pretty much all concludes us for the first little mini tutorial, just an introductory into the game mode. Basically, we capture our AOs, and it pays only invade the AOs that actually have tasks assigned to them, because if you actually clear an AO like this one here that doesn't have a task, it won't turn green. So make sure you take these AOs here. Obviously take out all the artillery sites and AA sites within 1200 meters of the hex, and then you'll experience a retaliation where the AI will attack you from basically all directions, and if you manage to hold off that attack, the base will turn green, and then it's yours to keep. That's basically the game. You've got your 4 teams: Mike Force, Green Hornets, Spike Team, and you've got ACAV. And then you've got your duty officers, where you've got your training methods, your fast travel, your arsenal, etc. And 6 to access your interaction menu, H to access your combat diary. You also have N, by the way, as well. N is for building, which we will cover in another tutorial. If you'd wish to join in on our Mike Force server, our server is up 24/7. It's community. Search for tag, as in TAG, Mike Force SOG in the server browser. You'll be able to join in, and regular games are on Friday nights. We have a lot of fun.